Hi everyone. First of all, I just want to say thank you so much for all of the love and support on our pregnancy announcement. It means so much to both of us, so I just wanted to say thank you. Also, in making that announcement, I felt very strange because it's not the full picture of kind of our fertility journey to the second child. So I wanted to come on here and give the other side of the picture. So let's just get into it, the full thing. So I had a miscarriage in January of this year, and honestly, it was one of the hardest things I've ever been through. It it still is very painful. It and I can't exactly figure out I think there are all kinds of elements that make it very painful. Like to me, it felt like I really was I lost like a child. Like even though that child was unborn, it hit me so hard. And I really wasn't expecting it. I think the other part of it is just there's no acknowledgement of a miscarriage loss in society. So, there are no ritualistic mourning practices or anything like that. So when someone dies, you go to a funeral, and you grieve and you process and you have support around you. Whereas a miscarriage is very siloed and very isolating. Obviously, I had Greg, and we told some of our close friends who were very supportive, and that was wonderful, but it still felt like we were going through this on our own. And I felt very much our friends, friends and family, no one really knew what to say to us. They were very sorry and very supportive and everything like that. But I mean, I don't blame them, because I wouldn't have known what to say without going through it. It's so hard to understand, and I think I never expected people to understand, but I just felt like I haven't cried about it in a while, so I'm gonna try and get through this without crying. But I just felt like the magnitude of the loss, that people didn't get that, and that made it harder, and that made me just want to keep it to myself more, and not talk about it. And so for women who are going through it, I completely understand the feeling of not wanting to talk about it, because number one, when it happened, I couldn't speak. I physically couldn't speak without crying about it. Even months later, I think I was telling some people about it 2 months later, and I still was crying. It's very difficult to talk about. But I also think that whenever you do talk about it, and it's obviously very difficult, and you feel like maybe people don't understand what you're going through, that kind of reinforces the idea that you should just keep it to yourself, because you don't want to be disappointed. And yeah, it was extremely hard. I think that we're now as a society talking about miscarriage more, but we don't talk about it enough. I think that is why people don't know how to respond to it, because people don't talk about it and they've never experienced the situation, and they don't know how to respond. And it's nobody's fault, other than we need to have more compassion and, I don't know, more understanding of women when they come out and talk about these things. For example, at work. So the miscarriage happened the weekend that we went to look at houses in Bend. It actually happened in the car on the way to Bend, and it's really painful for me to think about that car ride. I was worried that the experience would kind of taint the whole weekend, and we wouldn't be able to find a house, and I wouldn't be able to keep it together. But we did, and it ended up being a good weekend despite all things. But it's really stuck with me, and it's really traumatized me, because I just remember laying in bed bawling and thinking, I have to go to work tomorrow. I have to go to the morning meeting and be how was your weekend? It's such hypocrisy, or not hypocrisy, I don't even know. It's the craziest concept to have to do that. And like, that's what we expect of women. We just expect that they put on their face no matter what they're going through. If they're having a bad period, if they're having a miscarriage, if they're pregnant, we just expect them to put on the face, show up, and work. And it's like so fucking ridiculous to me that like we as a society are so intolerant, or as a government or whatever are so intolerant of women. Like, it just, I won't get into the whole political side of it, but it's such a struggle. And like having to do that, like while it's good to like get your mind, depending on who you are, get your mind on different things, like it can be super detrimental to the grieving process and to your mental health. So I don't know, if you're a woman that's going through this, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry you have to wake up and go to work and deal with it, because that was one of the hardest things for me. Like, obviously I don't give a shit about work at that point. I just lost my child. Like, it's crazy. So we dealt with that, and like then we got pregnant again right away, which was such a blessing. And we're so happy we've made it to this point. I'm now 15 weeks, which is good, and baby's looking good. Everything is going really well with this pregnancy, which is amazing. But like that trauma, like every time I went to the bathroom, I was so scared as soon as I became pregnant again. Every time I went to the bathroom, I looked for blood, and I still kind of do. I was scared to go to the bathroom because I was so scared that I was going to have another miscarriage. And I was scared to talk about the pregnancy because I was scared to make it real and then once I made it real in my mind, then like if I did miscarry, having to go through all of that again, like I can't imagine. So for women who have had multiple miscarriages, like my heart just like goes out to you, because I don't know how I could ever go through that again. And it's so hard because like, I don't care, I'm admitting this out loud, like when I first got pregnant with this baby, and sometimes I still do feel this way, that like I feel mad. Like, it's so fucked up. Like, I feel mad at this baby because like I lost my other baby. And I wanted that baby too, you know? So it's like a fucked up emotion. Like, of course I love this baby and I'm so grateful, but like to have these conflicting emotions, like it's really messed up. Like, I don't know. And like, I know as I'm getting further in my pregnancy, I'm having kind of less of those feelings, but it's also just kind of hit me that like I'm forever changed from the miscarriage. Like, there's not a time when I'm like over it. Like, I'm never gonna be fully over it. It's just becoming easier to talk about and to like get past, but I'm not ever gonna be over it. And so like I don't want to post on social media like this is our second baby, because to me this isn't our second baby. This is our third baby. And I just like want to acknowledge that, you know? The baby that we lost, you know? So, yeah, like this is gonna be our second child, but it's our third baby. And I don't know why that distinction is like important to me, but it is. So anyway, I just wanted to come on here and talk about it because I think it's important that if I feel comfortable talking about it, I should. And if that helps coworkers or friends and family of someone who goes through this to be able to sympathize and understand maybe a little bit of what that woman is going through, then that's like all I can do. And to the women who have experienced this, like, I don't know, another mom supports you, and I know how hard it is. And while I'm so, again, like, the bottom line is we're very happy we got pregnant again. We're gonna have another baby, and it's very, very exciting and happy, and we're completing our family. Sorry. I don't know. I just think it's important to acknowledge this experience. Like, it's not a woe is me. It's not a, I don't know. I just need to acknowledge the experience just for myself. And also, if I can help someone else, then that makes me happy. So thank you so much for all of your support. Thank you guys so much for, you know, the happy wishes. We're very happy. But that's the whole story. And I know as soon as, you know, we have our baby in our arms, then we'll be, I don't know, we'll feel more whole from this whole experience. But again, we won't really ever kind of fully get over it. And I think that's just how it goes sometimes. So anyway, that's it. I held it together mostly. I hope everyone has a great day.